Sometimes we find ourselves questioning our faith or find ourselves battling our faith. And today I was in a situation, I posted something on social media and someone started responding and questioning the validity of my faith in my God and the origin of Christianity. And I found myself getting into this dispute because, I've studied this stuff and I've been very detailed, and I was ready to go with my history books, and I said, wait a minute, why are we doing this? You know God, you felt God, you've experienced God. You don't need to get into these crazy theological debates with people who don't know God, who've never experienced God. If you have authority, you don't have to find yourself getting into these crazy battles. You just got to speak with authority. And in Proverbs it says that the law of the Lord is perfect. His testimony is sure, making wise and simple. And you see, your testimony is your victory. You don't have to spend so many hours going back and forth on social media, posting memes to combat someone else's meme, or find yourself using data after data. Don't do that. Just speak with authority. Tell people about your experience. And so I began to recall all the good things that God has done in my life and things that God has done. You see, I remember being a small kid from Compton, and women would get raped outside of my window. People would get shot outside of my window. My dad was an alcoholic, and I would just cry out to God. I remember times when my mom was violently attacked, where people shot at her at close range. Go back to your testimony and recite your testimony. The other thing I want to share with you guys is out of Joshua chapter 4. He says, Then Joshua called the 12 men whom he had appointed from the children of Israel, one man from every tribe. And Joshua said to them, Cross over before the ark of the Lord your God into the midst of the Jordan. And each one of you take up a stone on his shoulder, according to the number of the tribes of the children of Israel, that this may be a sign among you when your children ask in time to come, saying, What do these stones mean to you? And you shall answer them that the waters of the Jordan were cut off before the ark of the covenant of the Lord. When it crossed over the Jordan, the waters of the Jordan were cut off. And these stones shall be for a memorial to the children of Israel forever. You see, God has done miracles after miracles for the people of Israel, but they continue to forget. He caused the Red Sea to part, and then he did it again in the Jordan. But take these stones and take them with you as a memorial forever, so that your children's children will know the truth. It's time for us to combat the world system by spending time telling our children's, your family's testimony. These testimonies are your legacy. And I strongly would like to encourage you to begin sharing these testimonies with your family. My kids can't, my kids may find themselves in a situation where a professor is attacking their faith. But my kids can say, no. Let me tell you a story about how I came into existence. And they can just go at that professor, and know what? The professor's logic cannot defeat their testimony. And so I wanted to share that with you guys. My advice would be for you guys to go get you a notebook, go to Walmart, wherever, buy your composition notebook, and begin to write your story. Even if you don't have any children, pretend that you are writing to your children, and say, pretend that each testimony that you're speaking to your generations ahead. Begin to write your story and make it a tradition where you're going over your testimonies with your children. Amen. And so if you don't feel like going to Walmart and get a composition notebook, my wife created these composition notebooks. I'll put the link in the description box, and you can begin writing your testimony every single day. Just begin telling people, or writing in there about the goodness of God and what God has done for you specifically in your life. And then use that as a stepping stone to build to higher levels of faith. If you find yourself down, you can go back into your testimonies and reminding yourself of all the things that God did for you. And then if you notice, you say, hey, it's been a year now. I still haven't seen it. I haven't seen any miracles. Well, you know what? Now you begin to go back to God and say, Lord, I'm ready for the next batch of miracles. And that's how you write your story. That's how you write your book. Amen. So I just want to share that with you guys. I love you. Be blessed. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment on the video. And you guys have a blessed day. And don't forget to share your testimonies with as many people as you know.